Churchill wanted to end Hitler without a trial.
Nobody is going to give Winston Churchill a tough time for wanting Adolf Hitler scrubbed from the earth. It's an opinion he shares with plenty of other people, and it's the subject of countless time travel fantasies. However, Churchill specifically wanted Hitler captured and slain without trial, which was another opinion fueled more by personal eagerness for ruin than leadership logic. Churchill wrote, "This man is the mainspring of evil. Instrument electric chair. For gangsters no doubt available on Lend-Lease. Ending Hitler without due process would create as many problems as it solved."
He believed in a three eyes for an eye policy with regard to dismantling German villages.
Winston Churchill is beloved in Britain for his staunch and unwavering leadership during the darkest days of WWII. However, history has shown that Churchill was more than a little eager throughout the entire event. Files declassified in 2006 revealed that following a 1942 German slaying of 450 in a Czechoslovakian village, Churchill proposed a horrific 3-for-1 policy that would see the Royal Air Force put an end to 3 German villages for every Czech village that was attacked. His cabinet was able to talk him out of entering into competition in frightfulness with the Germans.
Churchill wanted to follow WWII with WWII right away.
Operation Unthinkable is a controversial part of history, with historians divided on how serious of a plan it ever was, and whether or not it was ever truly considered. However, what is clear is that the plan, which called for the invasion of the Soviet Union immediately following the defeat of the Germans in WWII, was the brainchild of Winston Churchill. The Prime Minister called for the plan to be made during WWII, with the idea that the Western world may never have a better chance to strike at the enemy in the East. The plans never fully came to fruition.
Churchill ruled over British colonies like a dictator.
In certain parts of the world, Winston Churchill is regarded as a historical villain and a repugnant dictator on par with Hitler and Stalin. These sentiments come from some areas of the former British Empire that felt the iron grip of Churchill's imperial will. Rebellions in Afghanistan and Kenya were brutally repressed, and Churchill's decisions on Kenya are especially heinous: concentration camps, torture, and castration. The British Empire was involved in a number of mass slayings while under the command of Churchill, including a notable slaying of protesters in Greece.
He tried to run his last campaign on the slogan "Keep England White."
As Winston Churchill aged, his less enlightened views continued to influence the country. During one of his final campaigns, Churchill attempted to use the slogan "Keep England White." In Churchill's opinion, the one threat to Britain at the time was an invasion from non-Western immigrants.
Churchill was a big fan of forced sterilization.
Like many people in his era, Winston Churchill was a fan of the concept of eugenics and forced sterilization. However, even for the time period, Churchill was really into the idea. He once argued that the British race was on the decline, and that 100,000 degenerate Britons should be forcibly sterilized. Then he went to battle with Hitler without ever seeing the irony.
He wrote about wild anti-Jewish conspiracies.
Churchill's attitude toward Jewish people, something of a historical controversy. On the one hand, Churchill was a supposed Zionist and did support the creation and protection of Israel. On the other hand, some of his published writing borders on anti-Jewish conspiracy theorizing. In a 1920 article, the future prime minister blamed Jews for, among other things, the Russian Revolution, writing, "This movement among the Jews is not new. From the days of Spartacus Weishaupt to those of Karl Marx and down to Trotsky Russia, Ilakun Hungary, Rosa Luxemburg Germany, and Emma Goldman United States. This worldwide conspiracy for the overthrow of civilization and for the reconstitution of society on the basis of arrested development, of envious malevolence and impossible equality has been steadily growing. It has been the mainspring of every subversive movement during the 19th century, and now at last this band of extraordinary personalities from the underworld of the great cities of Europe and America have gripped the Russian people by the hair of their heads, and have become practically the undisputed masters of that enormous empire."
He wanted Gandhi to perish in prison.
If there was one non-Hitler international figure who Winston Churchill had it out for, it was Mahatma Gandhi, the face of the anti-imperial Quit India movement. When Gandhi began threatening hunger strikes while imprisoned, said Churchill, "We should be rid of a bad man and an enemy of the empire if he perished." At other times, Churchill wrote about his twisted fantasies of Gandhi receiving his proper punishment for daring to stand up the British Empire.
Churchill supported the use of chemical weapons against the uncivilized.
Winston Churchill spent his younger years thoroughly enjoying his imperialistic military campaigns and the killing of savages, so it is not exactly surprising that he continued to be less than sympathetic toward British colonies when he became Prime Minister. When the Kurdish people inside modern Iraq rebelled against British rule, Churchill let it be known that, "I am strongly in favor of using poisoned gas against uncivilized tribes, because doing so would spread a lively terror." That's what those in the know refer to as a straight-up war crime.
Churchill helped cover up a Soviet mission in Poland.
Winston Churchill wasn't fond of Joseph Stalin or the USSR. He wasn't above collaborating with the Russians to cover up incidents against humanity. The Soviets had slain over 21,000 Polish officers in the 1940 Katyn massacre, but it had been covered up completely. When the leader of the Polish government in exile in London called for an investigation, Churchill quashed it immediately and supported the Soviet claim that the Third Reich was to blame, despite all the evidence to the contrary. In Churchill's opinion, investigating the massacre wasn't worth harming relations with the USSR.
Churchill starved millions of people in India.
Churchill starved millions of people in India.
As a young man, Churchill loved to slay foreigners.
As a young man, Churchill loved to slay foreigners.
Hey guys, thank you so much for the support and likes and comments down below, and also thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to see you in the next video then. Take care. Bye.